Batman vs. Dracula.
The film begins with the escape of Joker and Penguin. They're both after a treasure which is hidden somewhere in Gotham Cemetery. The only clue they have is that it's behind a cross. Luckily for Penguin, Batman's are on Joker's tail, so he won't really have any problems. When he goes to the cemetery, he realizes that a cemetery has a bunch of tombstones with crosses on it. So, yeah, he goes through cross, till finally he finds a tomb with a big frickin' cross made of chains in front of a coffin. He opens the coffin with his umbrella blade, but cuts his hand while doing it. He then gets pissed off because he finds no pay dirt, just dirt and bones. Waves his hand in anger, and unknowing to him, a drop of his blood ends up spilling in the coffin, which revives Dracula. Penguin freaks out and ends up getting chased by Dracula, but then some guy shows up and Dracula ends up taking him instead and turning him into a vampire. Now, this really bothers me because and unfortunately, it's not the only time it happens in the film. They screw up how a vampire works sometimes. Like, they establish, the weaknesses and stuff, but they somehow screw this up. Okay, Dracula shouldn't be able to go through the cemetery because there's crosses. They establish that. But for some reason, when he, chases after Penguin, he's not being hurt by the crosses. Heck, it's not even like repelling him or anything. Like, I would have bought if they said, oh, the crosses aren't the things that make them strong. Like, the only way to get rid of a vampire is if you have faith with a cross. So, that kind of bothered me, that they didn't even try to explain that. The other thing is that when Joker becomes a vampire, they can see his reflection, even though they said that vampires don't have reflections. But maybe, you could debate that maybe he wasn't a full vampire since for some reason he had more, of a personality than the other ones. Like, while the other ones are all savage, he has one. But who knows? But yeah, like Dracula ends up, telling Penguin that you will serve him. You will serve me, and that he will be, watching over his tomb during the day. Penguin's like, screw you, dude. I don't want to freaking work for you. Even though I'm pretty sure you want to when you see this guy just come back from the dead and then eat a guy. And then turn that guy into a frickin' undead monster. Pretty sure he would probably want to say yes. But it doesn't matter because Dracula then brainwashes him into making him a servant anyway. Dracula then, talks about how he might be in Gotham instead of Transylvania. Apparently, Van Helsing, after killing him, decided to send him far away from Transylvania. I guess he didn't think of, I don't know, burning him. Seriously. You didn't think about, oh, yeah, like, there might be a 50-50 chance of this guy coming back from the grave. Like, I should kill this dude. I should set this thing on fire. No, no, instead he sends him somewhere far away. Uh, well, that's Ben Helsing for you people. Um, but yeah, Dracula, then decides that, he will make Gotham a city of the undead, taking person by person and creating his vampire army, growing stronger by the day. And it's up to Batman to stop him. Now, a lot of people like to say that this is like the worst Batman animated film known to man, but after watching it, I didn't think it was that bad. I like that they try to be a little bit more darker than the TV series. Like, they actually showed blood. They didn't, pussy out on that. Um, but, it still suffers from the same problems that the show suffered by. It was going through the same motion. It became predictable. Like, I knew how it was going to go. Batman's going to face Dracula. He's going to have difficulty the first several times. Eventually, they'll find a device that, will stop him, and he'll be able to take him down, and he'll conquer all that stuff. Like, it happened through the whole series, and it just became very predictable. Um, I do like though there was like a sub story though with Vicky Vale. I actually like that with her trying to figure out Bruce Wayne and see how he works because she can clearly tell there's something up with him. And I really wish that it was actually in the series. Um, as for the voice acting, well, it's kind of 50-50 with me. Like, I already talked about how I didn't like Reno Romano's Bruce Wayne. Um, well, not really Bruce Wayne. He did okay Bruce Wayne, but I don't like his Batman. Like, he doesn't do a voice, and he's not really a detective. He's just a Bruce Wayne in a bat suit. As for Peter Stormare, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, as Dracula, he was very good. I really liked him as Dracula. Um, he really made that role his own. Um, as for the other characters, all the other characters are pretty straight on. Like they were very close to their comic book counterparts. Like even the Joker. Like I know some people don't like the voice of the Joker for the series, but I thought it was pretty good. And as for the fight scenes, they were pretty good. The fight scene with Batman and Dracula I thought was very interesting. Um, but not enough for me to say this is an awesome movie. Like if you're looking for a really kick-ass story where Batman faces Dracula, I'd recommend go reading the Batman storyline, the Elseworld storyline. I mean, Batman and Dracula, Red Rain, which I have to say is pretty good. Um, but if you are a fan of the Batman series, I say pick it up.